Doesn't kind of look like a couple of dragons?
Come on, baby. Keep smoking. Oh yeah, I got a number over here. Look at that.
The last week, sitting in the car. I'm gonna pull this out of the way. Show you the back. Hey guys, Andy here, as you can tell by the name tag. I'm still in my work clothes. Saturday night, just got home from work a little bit ago. Gotta work again tomorrow, but I'm not gonna complain about the double time on Sunday. I've been wanting to do a review on this Voyager by Kaito radio. See there? Kaito, I guess that's how you pronounce it. This is a Solarcrank KA500. I've been wanting to do a review on this radio for a while now. I've had this radio since in California. And I've just kind of been wanting to test it out. See how it works. I'm not too impressed with the solar panel on it. I mean, I guess if you let it charge all day, you might get a little bit of time out of it, enough to listen to like NOAA weather radio or whatever. But the crank works pretty nice. The crank is on the end here, and that charges up a rechargeable battery that's in the back. Pop the cover off here. You can see there's a spot for 3 AA's, and it'll run quite a while off those 3 AA batteries. And then this here is a removable, rechargeable nickel metal halide. It's not nickel, nickel metal halide. 600 milliamp hours, 3.6 volts. It will run a while off that battery. Now they say that you can. Let me put this cover back on. They say that you can use this USB here to charge your phone off the crank. Well, I'll tell you that do not expect to take this thing out in the field and charge your phone and keep your phone charged while you're hiking or backpacking or even in a SHTF scenario. It's not going to happen. You can turn your phone off and set and crank this thing for 10 or 15, maybe 20 minutes, and be able to turn your phone back on and make, maybe a 5-minute phone call. You would have to sit here and crank for probably, I'm guessing, probably 2 to 3 hours to fully charge your phone. If it was, dead or almost dead, it would be a long time. And if your phone is turned on, your phone's almost discharging itself as fast as cranking this charges your phone. It just would not be worth the effort. I mean, in an emergency situation, if you were hiking, backpacking, whatever, you got lost, you got hurt, and you needed to charge your phone to make a call, yes, it would be fine. Leave your phone off, crank to charge your phone while it's turned off, so it's not using any power or very little power, because your phone probably still uses some power when it's turned off. Yes, that would be a good thing. But as far as the energy that puts out to charge a phone when your phone is on, I mean, trust me, I've tested this in the California mountains, and I've been in Kentucky for a year. So it's just not going to charge your phone. You cannot rely on this to be able to recharge your phone on a weekend hike out, camp out, whatever, backpacking trip. You just cannot depend on this. It will not work for you unless you want to set and crank for a couple of hours every day to recharge your phone while your phone is turned off. If your phone is turned on, this thing is gonna charge your phone just about as fast as it discharges. Slightly over, but you'd be cranking for probably 4 or 5 hours. Okay, this has a solar panel which would probably charge those batteries fairly well, or the rechargeable batteries. It won't recharge the AA's that it runs off of, and it does run off the AA's for quite a while. The nice thing about it is it has a connection here for a wall adapter, one of the little transformers that you put on your wall, plug into the outlet, and plug it in here. Let's see if I can show it there, right there, the wall adapter, which is, let me see, I think it's 9 volts, 6 volts. Really hard to see, they just kind of, okay, flashlight, 6 volts. I do have one that I have in my laptop case for my laptop cooler that is 6 volts, and I plug this in, and that will recharge the rechargeable battery while it's plugged into a mains outlet. This has a light on the front. It has the red, like, SOS, I need help. And then you move the switch back, and it has the like reading lamp is what they call it on the back on the other side of the solar panel. And that is one nice thing about that solar panel, is that it flips up, so you can adjust it with the sun depending on how you want your radio setting. It has the telescopic antenna, and the nice thing about this is it has, I don't know if you can get it on the screen here, it has the weather band right here. It has AM, FM, shortwave 1, shortwave 2. And then over here you have off, and then you can select your battery, normal battery, which I don't have in there. You can select the Solarcrank battery, which you're not gonna, here, let me put it on weather. Oh, it's turned down.
Threat of severe weather exists. Any thunderstorm that develops could produce gusty winds and cloud-to-ground lightning. Additional heavy rainfall could lead to renewed flooding.
So that's the internal crank battery, solar battery that it's running on now. Obviously, you've seen it doesn't have batteries in it. And then you can put it over on NOAA alert. So like when you get an alert on your phone, this radio would also receive an alert, and it would come on saying, you know, flooding or thunderstorms, tornado watch, whatever. You can leave it over on the NOAA alert, and it's going to use less power than what it would just normally being on. When you've got it on playing the radio, I'm not going to put it on the radio just because of copyright BS. It shows your battery power here, which says it's high, and then here's when it's starting to get low. It's when you need to start cranking on the crank again. And then over here is your tuning. You put it on FM, so you can see there. You tune into a station, the light lights up. Let me turn the volume down because I don't need any problems with YouTube. But anyway, when you're tuning the radio, when the light lights up, shows you've got a better signal. I like this radio, I really do. For the price, I think I paid, I don't know, $35 or $40 for it. And that's been, you know, a couple of years ago, so it might be cheaper now. It's got a nice, sturdy carry strap. I mean, nice nylon. You're not going to break the strap. You will break the plastic off of the radio, the plastic connections here. You'll break that off before you'll break this strap. It has molded rubber over top, but that nylon strap goes all the way through. You see that there? That nylon strap goes all the way through that molded rubber. This little hook here, I put on myself so I could strap it onto my backpack with the solar panel side out. It's just a little clip. I can clip it on my backpack with the solar panel side out, so it'll charge itself solar while I'm hiking up, hiking down. Well, in California, I was hiking up the mountains. Turn it off. So again, this is the Kaito KA500 Solarcrank. Another nice thing about this Solarcrank on here, I turn the radio upside down because I'm right-handed, and I crank on the right. I mean, or I guess you could keep it right side up and just turn it backwards. But, you know, you can turn it the other way too. It doesn't have to go one direction. You can see the LED lights up. The LED lights up while I'm cranking it. So, you're right-handed or left-handed, it doesn't matter. Either direction, it will still charge the battery. And then this just kind of folds down and locks in out of the way. So I've been wanting to do a review on this. I've put it on my list of videos to do. And tonight I'm just sitting here bored, and I have to go to work tomorrow on Sunday. But like I said, I'm not complaining about the overtime or double time. Not overtime, not time and a half, it's double time. So tomorrow's almost $45 an hour. So, but I wanted to do a review on this. I really would suggest buying a radio like this. I mean, well worth the money. I mean, I'm sure there's better ones out there. There's probably even much better ones out there now, considering this one's 2 years old. But this is definitely worth throwing in the trunk of my car. Or, I mean, if I'm on a short hike, you know, I'll carry it. I mean, it's kind of hefty as far as weight. I would have to weigh it to tell you the exact weight, but I would say it's probably a pound or less. I mean, it's not that heavy. And the fact that I can crank the crank and listen to music or listen to the weather or know a weather radio on the trail or, you know, out in the wilderness, that's a big plus for me. It's a really big plus. Plus the fact that you can crank it and have a flashlight. That is a very, very, very big plus. And it doesn't take a lot of cranking to run the flashlight. It's LED. Doesn't use a lot of power. And, I mean, if I remember right, when I had this up in the mountains in California, I would have to crank it up, probably be about like 3 to 5 minutes, like every half hour, listening to the radio. And, I mean, to me, that's not bad. To charge a cell phone, that's different. You know, most cell phone chargers are like almost 1 amp. Excuse me, if not 1 amp. Okay, you know, this here, when you're running that Solarcrank, or the crank charger, sorry, I said Solarcrank because it is Solarcrank KA500. Solar here, crank here. When you're running that crank, you're not putting out an amp. You're putting out milliamps. You're putting out very little power, but you're recharging that nickel metal halide battery in the back here. And to try and charge a cell phone off this for an emergency, yes. For a hiking trip, no. If you're going on a 3-day, 5-day, whatever hiking trip, this is not the thing you need to take to charge your phone. It's not. It won't charge your phone and keep it charged unless you want to set and crank for hours on this thing every night to charge your phone. That's the only downfall. But, I mean, to me, it's not a everyday hiking radio to take out to charge your phone. It's not. That's why I have my solar panel. The little fold-up solar panel in my backpack, and that's why I have my, rechargeable battery pack for charging my phone. That's why I have my other rechargeable pack for charging my phone that I charge when I leave, and I can charge all of those off my solar panel, my fold-up solar panel, when I'm out hiking. So I can go out hiking for 3 days. I can go out hiking for 3 months. And I don't have to set and crank for hours every day. I let the sun do the work. In an emergency, if it rained for 3 days and I didn't have no sun to charge my stuff, okay, I'll crank if I need to make a phone call. I'll set and crank for 2 hours or whatever if I need to make a phone call. I wouldn't let my phone get that dead. I would crank first. I would crank it up to charge my phone and keep my phone charged enough, and keep my phone off if I had to. But I would keep my phone charged enough to make an emergency phone call if I had to. But this is like I said, the Kaito, whatever, Solarcrank KA500. Comes in different colors. It's called the Voyager. I think I paid, between $40 and $50 for this about 2 years ago. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good investment. I would suggest anybody to buy one for the price. I think it was around $40 if I remember right. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely good investment. Definitely good emergency radio for any disaster situation. I mean, and it's not just a radio, it's a flashlight and radio built into one with the NOAA weather radio alert and shortwave 1 and shortwave 2. And, in a grid down power situation, whatever, people are going to resort to the shortwaves. And a lot more people than you realize have shortwave radios. So, I haven't really played with listening on the shortwave here on this that much. And not at all since I moved back to Kentucky. But I did listen to it in California, and I heard a couple people on there, but not very many. I guess I probably need to check it out back, now that I'm back here in Kentucky, and see if there's any shortwave. Excuse me. Got a tickle in my throat. See if there's any shortwave enthusiasts in the area. So, well, thanks for watching, and like I said, if you have a chance to get one of these at a decent price, I mean, like I said, they probably got better versions out now, considering this is 2 years old. But if you have a chance to get one of these at a decent price, go ahead and take it. I mean, it's well worth, the $40 or $50 that I paid for it.